to check in on the latest buzz in the entertainment world.
Mike from 105.1 The Buzz joining us live right now. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. I was really hoping we could let that Dolly play out a little bit more.
I know.
I think we're going to keep it up for just a little bit. Just bopping back and forth. Well, there's a reason we're listening to Dolly this morning. Why is that?
Breaking news out of Cleveland this morning, which is something you don't hear unless one of their sports teams did something terrible. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced its class of 2022, and it is headlined by Dolly Parton and Eminem. Finally, Dolly has made the list, but some other notable names that made the list this year: Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, Duran Duran, the Eurythmics, Lionel Richie, and Carly Simon are all going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I would
Nice,
say
that's a list.
All deserving. Those are some big names in music. Yeah.
Yeah, and every year there's always one or two names on the list. It's like, how is that person not already there? Certainly,
Right.
That's
Dolly
kind of Lionel
Parton's at
Richie
the
is how
top
I
of that
felt
list.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and Lionel Richie, he's not in there as the Commodores or Lionel
No
Richie.
way.
The Commodores aren't even in there either.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I had to do some research on that to fact check it, but yes, they are only in the Alabama Music Hall of Fame.
Okay.
What?
Well, I'm glad Lionel's getting his seat there in the Rock and Roll.
That's kind of
Hall
wild,
Fame.
though.
Yeah.
You would just assume the Commodores were in there.
You would think, and I believe so.
Right.
For Dolly and Eminem, both of them, this was they're being inducted first year that they have been nominated. Right? Eminem's first year he was eligible.
Right, because how they do their eligibility is 25 years from the time of your first commercial release, which, yes, the Slim Shady LP came out.
25 years. That's cool.
Yes, 25 years.
If you want to just soak that in for a minute, feel nice and old. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
So not really sure why Dolly Parton wasn't on that list years ago when they started
Yeah.
inducting people in the 80s. But, you know, one of the bigger snubs this year was Dionne Warwick, again, who did not make the cut. She's been on the list for about 10 years now and is still yet to get in. So hopefully we'll get her in there in the next year or two.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, deserving list this year, so I'm sure some deserving names still left
Yeah.
off the list. So
And
hopefully they get in there
hopefully
soon.
Dolly will now graciously accept and feel happy about
Yes.
it now that she knows it's not just rock and roll.
It's not just truly a rock and roll. It branches out. It's more of
Yeah.
a music Hall of Fame, is what.
You
is
know,
what it is.
based on the list of nominees this year, you could probably only put Pat Benatar and Duran Duran in the traditional
Like
rock and roll.
Yeah.
category.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think we've moved on. It's just a music hall
It's a
of fame.
music
Very
Hall of
cool
Fame.
place to visit if you ever go to Cleveland. Again, I don't know why you would do that.
Okay.
To go there.
It is. I would say to go to the Hall of Fame. It is a pretty cool spot. It is really neat to go check it out. Okay, so the other news that is just like blowing up social media this morning, Dave Chapelle attacked while performing at the Hollywood Bowl last night. This was just wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, he was doing his stand-up show. He's currently on tour, and it was towards the end of his set, and he had a whole bunch of guests out there with him, Jamie Foxx being included, and a guy ran up on stage with what looked like an actual gun, but it wasn't. It was clarified by security and the police down there in LA that it was actually a replica gun, but there was also a knife attached to it. The guy ended up tackling Dave Chapelle, and then Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes came to his rescue along with a fleet of security. And we'll just say, puns included, that guy got busted up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. And then he was, he was eventually taken to the hospital, I saw, and then, and arrested afterwards. But I mean, just a wild scene.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Obviously, it's very different from what we saw at the Oscars with Chris Rock and Will Smith and all that. But you just have to wonder, as a performer, I would be nervous getting on stage right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and especially, I don't know if you've seen Dave Chappelle in a sleeveless shirt in the past 5 or 6 years, but that guy's been working out. He's got some guns. And Busta Rhymes is not a small man either. I've been on stage with him. He is a large man. So I would not be rushing the stage with either one of them on it. That's for sure.
Also, I mean, it's not like this was like a crazy concert and there was a mosh pit up at the front and somebody snuck on stage. How does this person get on stage to begin with? It's one person with a replica gun and a knife. How is that even possible at a place like the Hollywood Bowl? I think that's like I know the Hollywood Bowl is investigating. I'm curious if that has to be part of their investigation.
Yeah, security's going to tighten. Oh,
Yeah.
and we should, I just have to give a little shout out to Chris Rock. We should mention Chris Rock, out of all the people who could be there that night, Chris Rock was there. He'd also been performing. coming out with the joke of the year. Was that Will Smith?
That's what he said after the attack. So.
And you got to give props to Dave Chapelle, too, who took it like a champ, because as soon as he got the microphone back in his hand after the incident, he's like, there's nothing like having Jamie Foxx rescue you in a sheriff's hat. So, you know, he took it all in stride, too. So,
that's good. He did seem like he was smiling pretty quick afterwards. So.
Right. Well, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah.
So.
What a scene, though.
Definitely.
Crazy stuff. All right. Thanks, Mike. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
And you can listen to Liz and Mike every weekday morning on 105.1 The Buzz.